Yep, I am eating an avocado with a spoon. What are you gonna do about it? So welcome to episode 6 of East Side Story, a behind the scenes look at the creation of EastSiders, the series, with me, your host, Kit Williamson, the creator of EastSiders, the series. Please like and subscribe, and check out the link in the comments below if you haven't already to support our season 4 Kickstarter campaign. So you may notice that this episode is almost twice the length of other episodes in season 1. It really kind of is the first episode that starts the shift towards season 2's format, and the format that the show has to this day of a half-hour streaming comedy show. There was just too much story to get through in this episode to limit it to 10 minutes, and I didn't want to have a clean cliffhanger or break in the middle of the episode. I just wanted to continue the episode, and it's one of my favorite episodes because of the way that it balances a very real, serious situation with a lot of really irreverent comedy, which is kind of the sweet spot for the show. On to episode 6. The episode opens with Cal showing up late to the gallery to find that his piece is gone. The photo that he took of Tom has apparently been sold, and Paul is there. He's packed it up, he's shipped it out, and he's ready to celebrate with a bottle of shockingly cheap champagne. For those of you in the know, Andre is less than $5. Mr. Moneybags. Quincy drops off Kathy at her abortion appointment in the valley and drives off. What you don't see is that he's actually driving basically 2 feet into a wall because there's no road there. Episode 6, the Abobo heard round the world. Don't know what an Abobo is? You will soon. I joke a lot about this. I'm radically pro-choice. I'm not pro-abortion. I don't want anybody to get an abortion unnecessarily, but I think it should always be an option because it is a woman's right to choose what she does with her fucking body. Growing up in Mississippi, that's something that's incredibly important to me. Fight me. Let's fight. I don't give a fuck. This episode actually got a lot of pushback from some kind of more conservative evangelical groups. People were writing blogs about me. People got really hairy in the comment section. I think it's really important that we depict abortion in a non-judgmental manner. It's actually a pretty common television trope that abortion is depicted as a huge mistake, or that a character will decide at the last possible minute not to get an abortion, or a character who is going to get an abortion will find out at the last possible minute that they've had a miscarriage, or that they aren't actually pregnant. There's some reason, some excuse why they explore the subject matter of abortion but don't actually go through with an abortion, because for a lot of people in this country that makes a character irredeemable. I rebuke that. Fuck you. No. So many of my friends have had abortions. It's just a fact of your life in your 20s that unplanned pregnancies can occur. And I don't think that anybody should be judged or hated on or disrespected for making a choice with their body that's right for them. Mic drop. At the restaurant where he works, Tom meets Trevor, played by Adam Bucci, and they have a flirty moment. You may not recognize him from season 2, but this is actually the guy that they hook up with. Spoiler alert, they have a threesome with this guy and his hair is radically different. That is the one truth in all of this, is that everybody's hair is radically different between season 1 and season 2. Literally everyone. Guest stars and all. Just when Tom thinks it's safe to go back in the water, Jezebel shows up and he's got letters. He's basically acting like he is an Alcoholics Anonymous and doing an apology tour to everybody, and he wants to make amends with both Tom and Cal. Only problem is, as far as Tom knows, Jeremy doesn't have anything to make amends for with Cal. Or does he? My favorite thing about this scene is that Van made the choice to just be low-key mean the entire time. There are a couple of lines that support that, like, I'm sorry for what I said the other day, but I meant every word. I mean, that is pretty mean, but like, Van just makes the choice to just be over it and mean to Jeremy the whole time. He truly is done in this situation, and I really appreciated that. Jezebel reveals that he's a double Jezebel, and he actually hooked up with Cal and Tom.
Both? Seriously, both.
Well?
Both?
Terrible. Back at the gallery, Paul pops a second bottle of champagne. Who doesn't want to have a boss that gets them drunk at work? I mean, the only thing that we're not really acknowledging here is that it's probably like 10 o'clock in the morning. These are seasoned alcoholics. Paul can't believe how happy Cal looks. He's never seen him this way. You look happy, kiddo. It's weird. I like that line. Cal's kind of drunk and someone on the internet likes him. I can relate. This is kombucha. It's got 1% alcohol. I'd have to drink literally like a case of it to get drunk. And I will. Cal kisses Paul, and Paul tells him to go lock the door, kiddo. Go lock the door, kiddo. Meanwhile, at the gay bar, Quincy is distracting Ian with a very weird set of circumstances. He's brought him to this gay bar to tag along on a grinder date with David, played by David Blue, who you might recognize from Stargate Atlantis, and who is the first straight actor playing gay on EastSiders ever. Yay! Quincy and Ian don't really have a lot to talk about, or a lot that they can talk about without getting in trouble. So Quincy asks Ian, what was it like growing up normal? This scene also marks the first appearance of Party Guy, played by Tony Rodriguez, who is a hilarious comedian who was kind enough to just show up to do one line, even though he is far fancier than that. Everything with Party Guy is improv. I did whisper in his ear to go up at a certain point in the scene and ask for drugs. But other than that, everything else was between him and Steven in both of his appearances in this.
Who has time to cheat? You know, we're too busy lip syncing for our lives and checking Grindr and doing Tina.
Tina Fey.
You guys friends with Tina?
No.
The boys decide to get drunk and surprise, surprise, Ian is a downer. He thinks that his relationship with Kathy is going south because she has been keeping her distance. In reality, she has been plotting her abortion but hasn't been able to tell him that. Quincy lets slip that Kathy is getting an Abobo, which he tries to pass off as a Spanish house.
What's an Abobo?
Spanish house.
Oh, are you trying to say abortion?
But it turns out he actually meant abortion, and David calls it out, freaking Ian the fuck out because he was almost a motherfucking dad. Not that he would have necessarily wanted her to have the baby, but he would have wanted her to talk about it. It's all about trust and communication and relationships, ladies and gentlemen. That's the theme of the show. At the clinic, the hipster girls rise again. Hipster girl number 1 is pregnant. Kathy asks if she's getting an abortion, and she judgely responds that no, she's keeping the baby.
I'm keeping the baby. She's keeping the baby.
And hipster girl number 2 echoes that sentiment that she's keeping the baby, and they both seem to judge Kathy. That's all we know about them, is that they're really judgy. They got an Etsy store, they're keeping the baby, they're judging her. I had to poll all of my lady friends about what it's really like to go through an abortion, and it is actually a true fact that you're not allowed to leave alone. So they won't just put you in an Uber, you gotta have somebody pick you up. And Cal is not answering his phone because he's having drunken champagne sexy times with Paul. What a dick. Come on. So since Kathy can't call Ian or Quincy, the only person she has left to call is Tom, who is probably gonna have some questions about the fact that Cal isn't there. Meanwhile, Cal and Paul are post-coital on the floor, and Paul lets slip that he is fully fucking married. Not only is Cal cheating on his partner, he's cheating with somebody else on their partner. It is a double negative, which makes it okay. No, that doesn't make sense. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't recommend it. Kathy calls and lets slip that Cal is fucking his boss in front of Tom.
Ha! You're fucking your boss.
She can be forgiven for this because she's on a lot of drugs. Meanwhile, Ian is drunk with Quincy and David and grappling with the reality that he was almost a father. Gross. David Blue is pissed and decides to leave. He's had enough of this, and it's clear at this point that he and Quincy are not meant to be, despite Quincy having some pretty obvious feelings for him. Party Guy tries to get some Tina, and Ian is confused and thinks he's talking about Tina Fey.
Did you guys have party favors?
What does that mean?
No roses, Mexican lady.
This is the weirdest day ever.
Tom takes Kathy back to her place, and Ian is there waiting to have a serious fucking talk about what just happened. He is literally waiting in the shadows. This is a side of Ian we haven't seen yet. Tom gets home and decides that he should also wait in the shadows for Cal. Then he turns on one light like he's Cal's mom, and he's caught him staying out after curfew. I waited up for you all night, son. And then Little Brutes plays yet again because their music is the perfect soundtrack to pretty much anything that happens in the show. It's a complicated moment because Cal has been caught, and a part of him obviously must have wanted to be caught. Just my personal opinion, I think that more often than not, people don't act out on accident. I think that there is a very powerful subconscious drive to be exposed, to get caught. I think that cheaters want to get caught on a certain level because it's not just about the thrill of the moment. It's really about something unaddressed in the relationship, and the only way that you're gonna address it is if you get caught, right? So in this instance, I wanted Cal to just throw caution to the wind and get busted, because in a way I think he wants to get busted. So that's it, signing off for episode 6 of Eastside Stories. I'm Kit Williamson. Make sure you like and subscribe and click on that little link to the Kickstarter below to help us make season 4.
Wish me well, wish me through. Wish me well, wish me Wave after wave, your voice grew fainter.